Hey everyone and welcome to a bit of a talky video. The footage is honestly just going to be some background footage, not really related to what I want to talk about, and that is what I would love to see next after the Plains of Eidolon. I know it's very early to be talking about this, especially since the update isn't even out yet. However, we got a discussion going on stream the other day about how Plains could change Warframe and the awesome things we think Plains could introduce to enhance the game in some other areas. For me, Warframe honestly has felt like things are pretty disconnected. Nothing is really a consequence of something else. Take the invasion system for example. While the Corpus and Grineer are always attacking each other, honestly it doesn't really feel like they're at war to me. They feel like little skirmishes, little to no consequence to these actions. It doesn't even matter who wins the battle on the node, does it? Not like it used to. For a little context, when the invasion system was first introduced, whoever won the node would actually take control of it, so a Grineer node could become Corpus. Unfortunately, this led to situations like when Vahek was first introduced. People disliked the way you had to farm beacons from prosecutors to get to the boss, so it was actually a bit of a player revolt. Every node that could spawn prosecutors, the players flipped them all to being Corpus so nobody could get to the boss. Now, I'm not proposing a return to that system, but what I would love to see is rather than the standard Corpus attack Grineer ship X with the normal troops, what I would love to see is the invasion system spill over into the Plains type areas. I know this is only something that they could do once there's more Plains areas for both sides to attack, but there are so many cool things that I think could be done to make things feel like a war between the two factions without denying areas to other players like the old system had. Let's say, for example, at the moment Plains is going to come out on Earth. Let's say the Corpus launched an invasion onto Earth. You would have the standard invasion missions that we have right now, plus a Plains invasion, and this is where a lot of the main fighting would take place, and where you could make it feel like an actual invasion, like a war between the two factions. What am I actually thinking of this when I talk about it all? I'm thinking of an expansion to the random alert system that's part of the Plains. Picture this example, you're sat down by the river, you're fishing away happily. Suddenly, the tranquility is shattered when a giant Corpus landing craft flies over the top of you. Suddenly, Lotus sends you a transmission. Tenno, the balance of the planet is under threat. Head to the marked location and deal with the problem. You head towards a location, unsure of what you're going to find. As the area comes into view, you see that Corpus have landed a sizable force, including some of their heavier quad robots like the Jackal, designed for siege warfare and are attempting to take a Grineer outpost. The Grineer forces inside the outpost are outnumbered, outgunned, and send you a transmission to you in panic. Help us, Tenno, we'll reward you for resources from the land. You accept the Grineer's offer, you drive away the attacking Corpus forces, maintaining the balance of the system, and earning yourself a good reward in the process. You part with the Grineer on the understanding that by no means you are now friends, and will continue the fight against them. That's honestly one scenario that I feel would absolutely be incredible to come across on the Plains, and would help integrate some of the war between the two factions onto the Plains. The Jackal is supposed to be a heavy robot designed for ground warfare, attacking Grineer locations, yet we only ever see it on a ship. It would be incredible to see a dropship with a couple of Jackals slung underneath fly overhead on their way to attack a Grineer location. This could also lead to a potentially, Corpus hover tanks, Grineer anti-air systems trying to shoot down Corpus transports, dynamic crash sites to explore, where you could try and salvage parts from shot down Corpus ships, or Grineer outposts that have already been destroyed by Corpus forces. This of course wouldn't be limited on that planet to just the Corpus attacking the Grineer, it could be the Grineer attacking the Corpus too. If the Corpus invaded the planet, I could imagine them dropping a command center somewhere, or a small outpost using the same technology they used to take the ambulances away during the fight, or by having it slung under a giant ship. The Grineer obviously wouldn't take kindly to this and would send out an attack squad to try and take it out, led by maybe Bombards using their Ogres to try and blow down blast doors, plus the experimental tanks or something. However, the Corpus know they're about to be overrun. They put out a distress call. Lotus picks up on this and asks us to restore balance by taking down the sieging forces and disabling the experimental tanks. There are so many things it could be. Random skirmishes on the ground between Grineer and Corpus forces, both of them using landing craft to drop more troops. Outpost sieges, tank battles, could even extend to the air, where potentially Corpus evacuation ships are being chased by Grineer fighters, and you have to save the Corpus ship by shooting down the fighters with your Arcwing. It has the potential to be extremely cool. A skybox with the Corpus and Grineer fleets fighting each other, Fomorians in orbit, Corpus super heavy ships fighting back. Could even tie that into the supply line sabotage game mode I had as an expansion to the invasion system quite some time ago. You can find the link to that video in the description below. But why stop here? Why not expand it into being infested as well? Part of the infested invasions could be a civilian colony that's being overrun, you have to save them. Or a colony that's already been overrun and you've got to go in and wipe out the infested. In my mind, I have this amazing picture that's almost similar to the red weed from the War of the Worlds. Just these infested areas with all this stuff all over. It could be seriously cool. I just think that there is so much they could do with the technology that they're developing with the planes to make the world feel more alive, to tie in the elements of the game that right now feel altogether very separate. The mission system, like the standard missions, feel very separate to invasions. They feel very separate to the fissures, really. Tying all those elements together would make Warframe feel like one universe, one world. And honestly, I think the planes could be that catalyst, the stepping stone towards those changes. What do you think to this idea? Do you have any ideas to expand on this at all that could add into this idea? I would absolutely love to hear them in the comments below. Hopefully though, next time you see me, we'll be exploring the Plains of Eidolon. So for now, many thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.